Now the whole congregation of the children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh, and set up the tabernacle of meeting there. And the land was subdued before them. But there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes, which had not yet received their inheritance.
They're probably waiting like, come on, we've been waiting for so long now, right? I mean, a lot's happened since the original divvying up the lands, before Moses even passed away, remember?
Israel,
how long will you neglect to go and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers has given you? Pick out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them. They shall rise and go through the land.
It's saying, how long will you neglect to go and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers has given you? So Joshua is like, why aren't you guys going and taking the land? But how do they know which land is theirs? Because they haven't received their inheritance yet.
Survey it.
Pick out among you 3. Okay, he's telling them how to do it.
According to their inheritance, and come back to me. And they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall remain.
Was Joshua? They divvied up the land for everybody else. So, I mean, there's some miscommunication going on there. Does the Bible have anything to say about that? I highly doubt it. Oh, maybe he does. How long will you neglect to go? Joshua's rebuke of the 7 tribes shows that it was not enough to defeat the inhabitants of the land. They also had to take possession of it. The Israelites had easily defeated the Canaanites, but they did not diligently follow up their victories and occupy all of the land. This laziness disobeyed God's instructions in 13:1 and showed a lack of faith in his promises. But how did they know that land is theirs? Like, yeah, you can go and take over the land, but the tribes are getting their own inheritance. The tribe of Judah is in one place. The tribe of Dan is in another place. How are these 7 tribes knowing that but they can pick whatever they want? Like, yeah, there's some miscommunication going on there, I think. Or I'm just not understanding.
Judah shall remain in their territory on the south, and the house of Joseph shall remain in their territory.
Yeah, okay. See, how you gotta tell that.
On the north. You shall therefore survey the land in 7 parts, and bring the survey here to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord.
Okay. So Joshua was probably just expecting them to go and survey, go and check out the land, you know, instead of waiting for Joshua to say, okay, this is yours, this is yours, this is yours. You go check it out. Let me know what is there, right? And then I'll divvy it up. So some initiative. That's what Joshua was looking for.
Our God. But the Levites have no part among you.
Right.
For the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. And Gad, Reuben, and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond the Jordan on the east, which Moses, the servant of the Lord,
Yep, we were just talking about that.
Then the men arose to go away, and Joshua charged those who went to survey the land.
Go, walk through the land, survey it, and come back to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord in Shiloh.
So the men went, passed through the land, and wrote the survey in a book in 7 parts by cities. And they came to Joshua at the camp in Shiloh. Then Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land to the children of Israel according to their divisions. Now the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the territory of their lot came out between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. Their border on the north side began at the Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through the mountains westward. It ended at the wilderness of Beth-aven. The border went over from there toward Luz.
What is Beth? Because I've been seeing that word used, Beth. What does Beth mean in the Bible? Beth. 2 definitions. Beth, the most general word for a house or habitation. Ah. That makes sense. House, tent, place. Okay, that makes sense. So it'd be like house of, place of, that place. Okay.
To the side of Luz,
So
which is Bethel,
the house of Avon, the place of Avon.
southward, and the border descended to Atarath Adar, near the hill that lies on the south side of Lower Beth Horon. Then the border extended around the west side to the south, from the hill that lies before Beth Horon southward, and it ended at Kirjath Baal, which is Kirjath Jearim, a city of the children of Judah. This was the west side. The south side began at the end of Kirjath Jearim, and the border extended on the west and went out to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah. Then the border came down to the end of the mountain that lies before the valley of the son of Hinnom, which is in the valley of the Rephaim on the north, descended to the valley of Hinnom, to the side of the Jebusite city on the south, and descended to En-Rogel. And it went around from the north, went out to En-Shemesh, and extended toward Gililoth, which is before the ascent of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. Then it passed along toward the north side of Arabah,
Let's look at a map.
and went down to Arabah. And the border passed along to the north side of Beth Haglah. Then the border ended at the north bay at the Salt Sea at the south end of the Jordan. This was the southern boundary. The Jordan was its border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, according to its boundaries all around, according to their families.
Benjamin.
Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, Beth Haglah, Emek Keziz, Beth Arabah, Zemaraim,
Right there.
Bethel, Avim, Perah, Afra, Kepha HaAmmonai, Aphnai, and Geba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, Ramah, Beeroth, Mizpah, Kephirah, Moza, Rechem, Apale, Ta'ala, Zillah, Eleph, Jebus, which is Jerusalem,
Ah,
Gibeath.
interesting.
and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their families.
Benjamin was the youngest brother, so that's why he gets the little tiny spot. 18, 19.
The second lot came out for Simeon, for the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. And their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. They had in their inheritance Beersheba,
Yep.
Sheba, Moleda, Hazar Shual, Bela, Ezem, El-Tolad, Bethel, Hama, Ziklag, Beth Machabath, Hazar Susa, Beth Lebaoth, and Sheruel, 13 cities and their villages, Ain, Rimmon, Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages that were all around these cities as far as Baalath-Beer, Ramah of the south. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon.
It's odd that
according to
it's
their
within
families.
Judah's
The
area.
inheritance of the children of Simeon was included in the share of the children of Judah.
Yeah.
But the share of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore, the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of
Yeah, that's
Benjamin.
odd. Like here's Judah, here's Judah, here's Judah, here's
The
Judah.
third lot
There's
came
no
out for the
border
children of
that can
Zebulun,
separate.
according to their families. And the border of their inheritance was as far as Sarid. Their border
Zebulun.
went toward the west, and to Maralah, went to Dabasheth, and extended along the brook that is east of Jokneam. Then from Sarid it went eastward toward the sunrise, along the border of Kislath Tabor, and went out toward Dabarath, bypassing Japhiah. And from there it passed along on the east of Gath Hepher, toward Eth-Kazin, and extended to Rimmon, which borders on Nia. Then the border went around it on the north side of Hanathon, and it ended in the valley of Jithbael. Included were Katath, Nahalal, Shimran, Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages.
Oh, that's
This
cool.
was the inheritance of the children of Zebulun, according to their families, these cities with their villages. The fourth lot came out
Bethlehem
to
is somewhere
Issachar,
in here.
for the children of Issachar according to their families.
Issachar.
And their territory went to Jezreel and included Kesalath, Shunem, Haphraim, Shion, and Naharath, Rabbith, Kishion, Abez, Remeth, En-Ganim, En-Haddah, and Beth-Pazez. And the border reached to Tabor, Shehazimah, and Beth-Shemesh. Their border ended at the Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar, according to their families, the cities,
Where's
and their
Asher?
villages. The fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families.
Right there.
And their territory included Helkath, Halai, Beaton, Akshaph, Alamelech, Amad, and Mishal. It reached to Mount Carmel westward, along the brook Shihor-Libnath. It turned toward the sunrise to Beth Dagon, and it reached to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jiphthuel. Then northward, beyond Beth Emek and Neiel, bypassing Cable, which was on the left, including Ebron, Rehab, Hammon, and Cana, as far as Greater Sidon. And the border turned to Ramah, and to the fortified city of Tyre. Then the border turned to Hosah, and ended at the sea by the region of Akzib. Also Ammah, Aphek, and Rehab were included, 22 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher, according to their families, these cities with their villages.
Okay.
The sixth lot came out to the
Naphtali.
children of Naphtali, for the children of Naphtali according to their families. And their border began at Heleph, enclosing the territory from the terebinth tree in Zaananim, Adamai-Nekeb, and Jabneel, as far as Lakum. It ended at the Jordan. From Heleph, the border extended westward to Aznath Tabor, and went out from there toward Hukkok. It adjoined Zebulun on the south side and Asher on the west side, and ended at Judah by the Jordan toward the sunrise. And the fortified cities are Ziddim, Zer, Hamath, Rakath, Kinnereth, Adamah, Ramah, Hazor, Kedesh, Edrei, and Hazor, Iron, Migdal-El, Horam, Beth-Anath, and Beth-Shemesh.
I'd be curious. I mean, I am curious to find out, like, where these names came from, the city names. How'd they come up with the names, and, you know, where'd the inspiration come from? Do they have other meanings? I mean, they would have to have other meanings prior to this, or they just like the sound of the the sound of the names. But I'm sure they had other meanings. I'm curious to know, like, where the names came from.
19 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali, according to their families, the cities, and their villages. The seventh lot came out for the
Land of
tribe of the
Dan.
children of Dan, according to their families. And the territory of their inheritance was Zorah, Eshtaol, Shemesh,
Joppa.
Shealabim, Ajalon, Jethlah, Elon, Timnah, Ekron, Eltekah, Gibbethon, Baalath, Jehud, Beni-Berak, Gath-Rimmon, Mijakan, and Rakan,
And we gotta
with the
find
region
Nineveh.
near Joppa. And the border of the
what
children
was it
of
originally
Dan
called?
went beyond these, because the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem
Oh, with the region
and
near
took
Joppa.
it. And they struck it with the edge of the sword, took possession of it, and dwelt in it. They called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land as an inheritance according to their borders,
Well, there we go. We got some insight on the
children of
naming
Israel
right there.
gave an inheritance among them to Joshua, the son of Nun. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the
Ooh,
city.
when they had made an end of dividing the land as an inheritance, according to their borders, the children of Israel gave an inheritance among them to Joshua, the son of Nun. Which tribe is Joshua from?
Which he asked for, Timnath-Serah, in the mountains of Ephraim. And he built the city and dwelt in it. These were the inheritances which
Somewhere in these
Eleazar the
mountains.
priest, Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel divided, as an inheritance by lot in Shiloh, before the Lord, at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. So they made an end of dividing the country.
That's it for chapter 19. I'm curious. Let's look up which tribe is Joshua from. What tribe is Joshua from? From the account of the spies entering Canaan, Joshua is identified as an Ephraimite. Okay. So that makes sense to me. Because, yeah, all right. Which is why he got his own special spot in the area designated to Ephraim. All right. 20.
The Lord also spoke to Joshua.
Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint for yourselves cities of refuge, of which I spoke to you through Moses, that the slayer who kills a person accidentally or unintentionally may flee there. And they shall be your refuge from the avenger.
See, for us, it's like we've been hearing this information over and over and over again. I mean, the children of Israel had to have already, right? Because he spoke it, God told Moses, and Moses told the children of Israel. But I guess now we're under new management with Joshua in charge. So now God is conveying the message to Joshua. And Joshua is going to convey it again to the children of Israel. Because now we have like, probably new people are born and all that stuff. We're entering into entering into a new land with new regions also, right? So maybe we're going to establish newer cities of refuge in the side that is west of the Jordan River.
Of blood. And when he flees to one of those cities and stands at the entrance of the gate of the city and declares his case in the hearing of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city as one of them and give him a place that he may dwell among them. Then, if the avenger of blood pursues him, they shall not deliver the slayer into his hand, because he struck his neighbor unintentionally, but did not hate him beforehand. And he shall dwell in that city until he stands before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the one who is high priest in those days. Then the slayer may return and come to his own city and his own house, to the city from which he fled.
So they appointed Kedesh in Galilee, in the mountains of Naphtali, Shechem in the mountains of Ephraim, and Kirjath-Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountains of Judah. And on the other side of the Jordan, by Jericho eastward, they assigned Bezer in the wilderness on the plain, from the tribe of Reuben, Ramoth in Gilead, from the tribe of Gad, and Golan in Bashan, from the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger who dwelt among them, that whoever killed a person accidentally might flee there, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation.
We were talking about this before. Like, people could misuse this cities of refuge. It relied on the people being... It relied on that person fleeing being... I mean, I guess they wouldn't have to be honest, right? Even if they ran over there, they're going to be found out, right? Until they stood before the congregation, right? Yeah. It just gives like a little safety net. But that goes to show, like, if somebody does something bad, if someone accidentally killed somebody, that's it. Like, your life is a danger because someone's gonna come after you. So this law was taken into account, was taking that people are gonna come after you and kill you into account. I don't understand that really, because we just had the 10 Commandments, right, where thou shalt not kill. So does that thou shalt not kill? So you can kill for revenge if you're avenging the death of someone that you cared about? Or is that still wrong? And this is just taking into an account of a situation that should not take place, but might take place. We need to protect this person's life and the chance that they are innocent. And then, so this is set in place for that. Maybe, yeah, that would make sense. I feel. All right. Anyways, that's it for chapter 20 of Joshua. Tomorrow we're going to be jumping into chapter 21. Let's get a sneak peek of that. Chapter 21. Ooh. Now we divided all the land, right? With all the tribes, save for one, the Levites, right? Because the Levites, their inheritance is God. But they still need a place to live, right? So what's going to happen is the Levites, as we heard about with when Moses divvied up this side of the Jordan River, right? That the different tribes are going to give certain cities within their sectioned off areas to the tribe of Levites. So you're going to have the Levites living in all over everywhere, right? Which makes sense because you would want the priests, the people of God, the followers of God, the servants of God to be spread out through the land, right? So they can be there for all the people, right? So that's what we're going to check out tomorrow. And I'm sure we're going to be covering, we'll cover past that. But that's going to be it for today, chapter 20, 19, and 18. Went backwards. Tomorrow we're going to jump into 21. So hope to see you guys there. And have a nice day. Take care.